Each year we invite a graduate from the class who is the high schoolers who are about to head to college to address the crowd, and their speeches give us perspectives on the lasting lessons that they gain from Live Oak School, and they help us think differently about the ways in which we carry Live Oak into the future. Sometimes we find immediate connections with the things they say, and sometimes they surprise and delight us. Today we have an older sibling from the class of 2014 to talk with us. Our Ted Billings is the older brother of our very own Harry Billings. And Ted graduated from Marin Academy on Saturday, and next year he'll be teaching English in Mexico, and then the following year he'll be going to NYU. Ted graduated from Live Oak in 2010, but those who know him well can't shake the memory of Ted in the hallways, the signature Ted strum. Where's Sam? He said he was going to act it out for me. Ted had music in his head, and he was always willing to share. He is a fabulous guest today to help us understand the potential in every single school day. Please welcome Ted Billings to the stage.
Hey Aaron, how's it going? How you doing? Like the tie, that's nice. You guys can hear me? Everybody good? Alright, nice. This is an interesting and important moment, to say the least, for all of us. It's most obviously significant for our 8th grade graduates as they step away from the warm familiarity that is Live Oak and towards the unknown territory that is high school. But it's also important to the younger members of the Live Oak community as well, as they grow and make formative and crazy new discoveries every day. It's also equally important for all you Live Oak parents. This is just as much your journey and your experience as it is your child's, and I think sometimes that gets overlooked. Right now, we're all collectively experiencing something that people that are much smarter than I am would probably call a transitory state. A lot is changing for all of us. Teachers are getting new students are progressing to new ideas and new experiences, and parents are actively watching the growth of their children. What is graduation if not the celebration of growth? And not just for the kids, those that are actually physically growing. No matter how old, experienced, or established you are, there is always something to learn and ways in which to grow. Last Saturday, I was in San Rafael having an equally interesting and important moment. I and 94 of my classmates walked in lines, shook hands, took diplomas, and sat in the middle of an open field in 80-degree weather wearing black polyester gowns as we graduated from high school. The details of my high school graduation may have knocked the details from my middle school graduation out of my memory, but the emotions I felt at both are still fresh in my mind. This might come as bad news to our graduating 8th graders, but there really isn't much of a difference between the emotions I felt at graduating middle school and what I felt at graduating high school. Not much really changes. You'll probably be taller and you'll finally figure out what to do with your hair. But in 4 years, deep down, you'll pretty much be the same person you are now. The same can be said for the rest of your life, from when you were little children until you were parents yourselves. You might go on to cure diseases, or found a Fortune 500 company, or sell 100 million records, but some part of you will still be a 3-year-old that used to run around the hallways in a t-shirt and diapers. I know that this isn't the best information to drop on a bunch of first graders, but that's the central paradox of life. Nothing stays the same, but nothing ever ends. Just because nothing ever ends, though, doesn't mean that things don't begin. For most of you, Live Oak was your beginning, where you first began to understand the world and your place in it. You will move on to discover countless new things in many other places in the future, but Live Oak will always be the place where you made your first tentative steps towards growing up. One of the main issues with our current educational system is that it puts heavy focus on looking to the future at the cost of the past and present. As all of you prepare to step up the road to the next grade and into new experiences, my hope is that you also look back upon the rows that you have sat in your past years at Live Oak. I hope you also carry with you your fond memories of Live Oak no matter how small or insignificant. Every tiny facet and detail of this school, from Mr. No Sense to the polar bear swims to laughing on the bus during the DC trip, serves to create a loving, supportive community that will form the baseline with which you will compare other communities you will come across and join later in life. I can only hope they stack up to the profound effect Live Oak has had on all of our lives. While it is still part of the present and future for most of us here today, eventually for all of us, Live Oak will be the warm, comforting memories upon which we can build our equally rewarding futures. Every one of you, everybody here, will have an immensely rewarding and valuable next 4 years, whether it is at this school or elsewhere. Everything is going to be great. I'd like to congratulate the Live Oak class of 2014 for entering this new chapter of their lives, and I'd like to congratulate the rest of you, all of you, for the growth you've experienced in the past year. The future may be a lot of things, but for this group, it's nothing if not bright. Thank you.
We're going to keep that in mind. Everything is going to be great.